Hey guys. Um, just a thing, we get so much into stances and leads and things like that. And the bottom line should be power generation. Um, whether you have a staggered stance or a square stance or you're in movement. Um, I've always avoided getting into those debates on, well, you should have your lead hand, lead leg in front. Versus the boxer stance or your power hand, whatever it is, if it, with an impact weapon or with empty hands, should be back. Um, but we've already mentioned that stances and leads and things like that are fluid and kind of chaotic in a real fight or in sparring or whatever the case may be. You slide through a scale of different positions and leads and body angles and things like that as dictates. So for me, my goal has always been power generation from whatever position I'm in, however awkward, however discombobulated, however off balanced. I still want to generate the maximum level of power that I can obtain, if that's with a cutting weapon. Just let the plane fly overhead there. The maximum level of cutting proficiency, regardless of position or what have you. So, I mean, just a little demo, and you can, hear the impact. I'll try and put this more on my feet as well so that you can see what it is that I'm trying to do here. Here I have my lead leg forward and my weapon hand forward. So, this is generally the fencing mentality where it's kind of passed on to a lot of different weapon systems over the years and is considered the most proficient. So, we know we can generate power or cutting speed from this angle, right? So generating, you still have that kinetic chain, that torque where you're generating maximum power onto that target, whatever that target may be. Right? Now, does that still hold true knowing that we don't have an opponent standing in front of us? That doesn't make the theory any less valid if I switch stance. Now I'm in kind of a boxer stance. And the speed that you deliver the shot is negligible. People think, oh yeah, if your lead leg is in front, you're that much faster. And the thing is, if you're fast and you're non-telegraphic and you're deceitful in your delivery, it really doesn't matter. It's a microsecond that you're shaving off. So from here, I'll deliver the strike fast as well. Right? If I have my opposite leg in front and my power hand back, how fast do we hit the target, and do we sacrifice power by doing so? Right? I wouldn't say much, right? Right? So it's still maximum power. So how about if we're square? We end up completely square to our opponent, right? Like we'll say the interview phase of a conflict, leading up to a potential physical altercation, right? Can we generate that kind of power from standing straight up, right? Yeah. There's really no change, right? It's the idea of knowing how to generate power and the various ways of doing that from whatever position you happen to be in that's important. So what about non-prepared, right? I'm standing here completely lazy. All of my weight is on my right foot. Can we deliver it slower, or do we deliver it that much slower or with less power, right? This is considered an awkward position by combative terms. But, right, am I still generating the same power? Yeah, I'm not sacrificing almost anything. How about if we do something stupid where people would tell you there's never a chance that would happen, where you could actually strike with power in that position? So I'll be leaning forward off balance with one of my feet on the ground. Can I still hit with power? Yeah, right? So it's an idea of learning how to generate power. That's far more important than the positions that you're in. What happens if I'm backpedaling? Right? Nobody can generate power backpedaling. Nobody. It's a rule of combat. We hear it all the time, right? Right? Not at all grounded. not at all generating that much power from the ground, right? Almost pure shoulder movement and elastic recoil type of striking, right? How about if we're running forward, right? What happens if we're advancing on the target in motion, right? Or at a 45-degree angle and changing direction as we go? Can we still generate powerful shots? Yeah, we can. Right? So that being said, I mean, that's a ridiculous little short demo on power generation. You know, I've always tried to cultivate power with whatever hand and whatever lead and whatever, right? So I mean, even left hand, backhand, 45-degree angle as I change direction on the way through, right? Forward. Right? Can I, from an awkward position with my left where I'm leaning into the target, right? So point being, it should be about generating power. And that power, once you understand how you can generate it, and we've done a video on the various ways that can be generated, that kinetic chain or proper bodily structure, elastic recoil, isotonic, and then you're adding in things like kinetic impact on the other end, where instead of pushing through that target, I'm hitting it and continuing on, and you can feel the pop on the other end, right? And ballistic release. The idea that I'm not winding up and driving into that target, that I'm hitting from wherever I am. This is what we term ballistic, right? So from wherever I'm standing, I'm driving straight into the target, right? So just a case in point, these are the various types of power and impact that we talk about, which to me is far more important than which lead do you have, right? What's the weight distribution on your stance? What's the angle of your hand while you're standing there? To me, these are more minutia of traditional martial arts. It gets us stuck in a paradigm of technicalities instead of going out and fighting and testing and figuring these things out as you go. So, I mean, I won't make the video any longer because I don't want to draw this out, but just a few points on that power generation. Study power and how to deliver it, where if you're cutting, accurate cutting, accuracy in cutting and timing and these elements are far more important than the things that are traditionally paid so much attention. I've found over the years that power can be generated A, in a number of ways, B, from a number of positions, and C, with a number of different balance structures. Power is power. Once you understand how to deliver it and add some speed to it and take away any telegraphing from it, it becomes a pretty solidly lethal combination. So that's it. If anybody has any comments, let me know. Thanks.